Ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. Hello, everyone. And so today, Bandai actually announced, or they dropped a trailer for the new Dragon Ball FighterZ World Tour. And with it comes a lot of things that we actually need to talk about. Very, very, very important things. And so what we actually did before I started this video is we went and we watched my video on the World Tour that I made back in November. And I will leave the link for this video in the description in case you also want the context that my chat is going to have going into, you know, this talk. Okay, let's just jump in. So, first, the trailer, right? Holy shit. Okay, so that was the trailer, and we're gonna start the discussion from here. So first of all, just talking about the trailer in and of itself, right? I find it interesting that there wasn't way more footage from the last World Finals. It's very, very interesting how even though we had a World Tour this past year, they decided to use, once again, primarily footage from Season 1 and Season 2 of the game, and not from the most recent season. I don't know if this is Bandai being shameful of what they have done to the game in recent times, but it's crazy that there's almost no footage from the last World Tour. I think the only shot that I noticed that was from the most recent one was the hug at the end. There's one where Wade hugs Fenrich after Grand Finals is completed, but there's like nothing else. I think it was right. Where is it? Right there. Yeah, I think that's the only shot that I could identify was like actually from the most recent World Tour Finals, which is like, I don't know if this is laziness. They should have plenty of footage from the last World Finals. I feel like you should lean into that, because like those are where your storylines are gonna come from, bro. Like a lot of the people from Season 1 and Season 2 are not even playing the game anymore. I get that you're trying to appeal to as many people as possible, and we all like seeing Goichi and Sonic Fox and whatnot, but like at this point that time has passed and you need to like give the spotlight to the players that are still playing, not the people that have left the game behind, right? So I think that's a weird decision, just to start things off, just criticism. But World Tour announced. It is starting in Evo again, which I have issues with. I already talked about in the video about how I wish they would start it earlier. I really, really wish they would start the World Tour earlier, because I mean, it creates like some weird dynamics where, you know, the event starts with Evo, the World Tour starts with Evo, And Evo is the most important event, right? It's the event that's worth the most points. It's the one that is likely going to have the most entrants by far. And so you start it with Evo, and then how do you maintain that buzz throughout the rest of the tour? It's really hard to, because every other event is going to be much smaller and much less important in terms of actually qualifying for the World Finals, if that makes sense, right? And so I wish that they would start it earlier and then use Evo as like somewhere, like a point somewhere in the middle, so there's build up, right? You can build storylines, you can have, you know, drama and whatnot leading up to Evo, and Evo seems like a really, really big, important event for everyone. Everyone's excited about it. I think this way of tackling the World Tour, where you start with Evo and then nothing even remotely lives up to Evo, is like very, very like not smart. I get that they might be limited by certain things. There might be some circumstances that force them to approach it in this way, but I really think that it hurts the tour overall by starting it with Evo. It is just really, really hard to maintain people's interest in a tour when the biggest and best event has already happened, right? It is already over and done with. Once Evo is over, nothing else is going to feel as important, as big, as impactful, right? So that's criticism I have, and I talked more about that in the World Tour video I did as well. And so like this isn't like me fabricating something to criticize about them. I've always thought this, and yeah, they unfortunately decided to do it this way again, but you know, it is what it is. So brace yourself for the ultimate clash of power and skill as the Dragon Ball FighterZ World Tour returns. Secure your place at the Dragon Ball World Tour Finals, starting with the explosive kickoff at EVO 2023. It's time to unleash your fighting spirit and seize victory. So we watched the trailer, we talked a little about you know, the schedule and how it starts, but let's talk about the actual format itself, which is the more important thing, right? And so first of all, new logo, actually cool. I'm cool with this. This is the first time that I think it's the first time Shinron's been featured in the logo for World Tour. I think it's literally the first time. I don't know how they haven't thought of doing that before. I think Shinron is a very, very recognizable figure in the Dragon Ball community. So like, I don't know why they didn't try to do something like this before. So the logo's cool. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have anything else to say about it. It's just a cool logo. I can't be mad about that. Okay, so their format this time around. So they have Power and Power Plus events again. So you would imagine a lot of Shinron on the logo might mean something big is coming. Can you stop just like making stuff out of nothing, bro? That's not, they're not, Bandai is not a company that puts things in that subliminally mean things, bro. Like, I get you're excited, but like, that's not them. They've never done that. It's just a logo, man. It's just a logo. It's just a logo. Okay, anyway. So we have Power and Power Plus again. There's only one Power Plus event again, which is Evo. And we'll talk a little bit about that in a bit. And then top four from the global leaderboard go to World Finals. So they're doing kind of a split. And you know, as I looked over this, right? As I looked over this, I was thinking that there's some very, very interesting things that they've chosen to change about this World Tour compared to the last one. Now, I respect them for like making changes to the last, because they could have just copy pasted from the last World Tour, and that would have been god awful. That would have been horrible. Really bad idea. But they did make some changes. It's just that some of the changes are not the best. But we'll talk about that. So let's move on. So we have the 3 event categories. Once again, we have the Power Plus and Power events. And then we have the Tenkaichi events. So like, it's this triangle structure is the same thing as last World Tour, right? Those are the 3 tiers of events. And then like Tenkaichi events were also split into multiple tiers depending on their entrance, right? That much has been maintained. I could at least tell you guys that. Okay. So they break it down here. Evo, biggest, Power event, premium event offline, direct qualification for finals. This is a big deal. This is a huge change to the World Tour this time around. They brought back auto qualification slots, which if you watch my video, I explicitly stated how bad it is that they removed direct qualification slots, because the people that are winning events over and over again, there's redundancy, right? You don't need to win every single major to prove that you need to qualify for the World Tour finals. You only really need to win one big event on the tour, and then that should be enough to tell people that you're more than deserving of being there. And so yeah, so direct qualification, which is a season 2 thing, they did that for season 2. The winners of Evo and the Spain Saga and the Japan Saga all auto qualified, right? And so that's good because the people that win those events are going to be removed from the point race, right? They're not going to be diluting the pool because they're already qualified. They no longer have to, they no longer make it more difficult for other people to qualify once they have already qualified. Which is, again, while I was arguing that you shouldn't start with Evo, because whoever wins Evo literally does not have to enter anything else for the rest of the tour. And there's a chance that they won't, because there's a lot of other fighting games out there. But yeah, top placement count towards a global leaderboard. So they're taking one of your power events. And whatever is your top placement at a power event, that point value will count towards your overall score. If a player who is already qualified wins another power event stage, the spot will be returned directly to the leaderboard ranking. That's fine. That's fine. There's 2 ways they could have done it. They could have done it so that if you win a power event, you're already qualified, the spot goes to the person in second place. They decided to not do that. They decided to make it so if multiple people win power events, or if a person wins multiple power events, it just opens up another slot on the point qualification, which I think is actually good. That's like fine. I think that's a totally fine way to do it, especially given one of the changes that they're going to make that we're going to talk about in a bit. This is concerning though. It starts at Evo in August. It ends in November. This is the shortest tour ever, I think, like by a long shot. It ends in November. That's like really soon. Like that is not a long world tour. I mean, like just giving it, right? So it's a month, 2 months, it's 3 months. 3-month world tour. Weird. Kind of a weird thing. Probably could have been remedied by starting earlier once more. Don't know why they're making it so short this time around. I don't know if this is rushed. I just don't know. That's weird. That's really odd that they're making it so short. Could have some implications. We'll see. See what happens. Okay, moving on to the next post. So here are the power events that have been announced. Evo. And then the Evo's, of course, the only Power Plus event. And then the power events, we have Versus Fighting returning. We have Rev Major returning. Thunderstruck returning. I think ECT was a power event. So actually, all of these events have been on previous tours, except for, I think, Tiger Uppercut. I think this is the first time that Tiger Uppercut has been on the World Tour. That's been on the World Tour like this. So... no, it's still in Mexico. They typoed. It's still in Monterrey, Mexico. They just messed up. Thunderstruck is still very much in Mexico. Yeah. So, and then Tiger Uppercut. So that's cool. A new series getting some exposure. Thailand. I don't think there's ever been a big Dragon Ball tournament in Thailand. I could be wrong. It could have gone by a different name because I don't think FV Major is Thailand, is it? Is FV Major Thailand? No, it's the Philippines, right? Let me see. Versus Fighting in Birmingham, not Manchester. Listen, they have typoed, bro. It's not on me. They were trying to copy paste from some previous images. They messed up. I'm sorry. It's not me. I didn't do it. I didn't do it, man. But yeah, the Versus Fighting teams actually clarified it down here. That Versus Fighting is in Birmingham. But yeah, so they fucked up. It'd be like that. No, FE Major was in Malaysia. So I think this is the first Thailand power event, which is cool. That's cool. And then they question mark, which is like, so we know it has to be in November, right? It has to be in November because the tour ends in November. And if I were to guess that this power event will probably be in Japan, I think, just because the other major regions for the game have already been covered with the other power events. We already have two in the United States, and then we have one in Europe. Maybe it will be Europe. No, I think they'll do Japan, because traditionally their last event on the tour is always Japan. They did it. I think they've done it every World Tour where the last event is a Japan event. So I assume that this will be Japan when it's filled in. I don't know why it's a question mark. They definitely don't have some shit finalized, which is concerning. But you know, yeah. It's sad that they didn't take the time to actually like get the correct places for these people. Like, how many typos are there? Two very big typos. Like, they copy pasted from East Coast Throwdown onto Thunderstruck when this is in Mexico, and then this is in Birmingham, not Manchester. Like, that's like, yeah, it irritates me. I don't know about you guys, but it irritates me. But yeah, so 7 events. Interesting. Okay, this is the biggest change. This is the biggest change. Tenkaichi events, community tournaments, offline events, top placement count towards global leaderboard. Now, I don't know if I'm misinterpreting this, but I think this means that Tenkaichi events can only be offline. There's no more online events on the tour. From what I'm understanding here. From what I'm understanding, there's no more online events on the tour. It's just offline events, which is a big W. That's a huge W if it's actually this way. I don't know if this is a mistyping. I don't know if they just didn't notice, right? I think there's some evidence to that actually being the case that I'll go over in a bit, but this is a huge win. This is a huge win because the biggest issue they had in previous tours was that they had too much focus on online events while the tour was supposed to be celebrating offline, right? Now, another issue, right, is that rollback is still not a thing yet. And so, like, I think this pretty much tells us that it's not going to be ready by the time the tour is over. And so I think they forewent online events entirely. I think they just axed them straight up. Yeah, so I don't think there's any online on this anymore. I could be wrong. Maybe something later on in this announcement will provide evidence to the contrary, but I think this means that the tour is exclusively offline, which, like I said, it's better to have an all offline tour than an all online tour. Especially with this netcode. So, how do you find out what community events count? Community tournaments is what they use to describe opt-in. So, what it'll be is if you host an offline event, you can opt in to the Dragon Ball FighterZ World Tour and have your event count for points. It's the same opt-in process that they used in the previous tours. The only difference being they're only offline this time around, I assume. So yeah, top placement count toward global leaderboard. So only one Tenkaichi event counts, it seems. Maybe they just didn't type the S though. I assume it'll actually be multiple. But yeah, so top whatever of your Tenkaichi events will count as well. So we'll keep going. Top 1 power plus, so this is global leaderboard. Top 1 power plus 2 power events. Okay. And top 4 Tenkaichi perform. Oh, so it is 4 Tenkaichi events again. It's 4 Tenkaichi events. But so this is what makes me think that the Tenkaichi events are only offline. What makes me think that is the entrant values, right? When they were online, they had divisions of Tenkaichi events all the way up to 128 entrant plus. And so they've significantly reduced that to 48 because I think they realize how much harder it is to get offline entrants as opposed to online entrants. And so that's another thing that points towards, I think, it only being offline. They also righted the math error. Like, I roasted them in my video about the math adding up in a way that if you won 2 offline events, if you won 2 power events, you would actually get less points. You would get less points than winning multiple online, right? The multiple Tenkaichis. They've since rectified that in some way by making it so 3 power events count, Evo, and 2 extra power events on top of that. So your max is 1400 for power events, and then your max for Tenkaichi events is 800. Still don't know what implications this will have, of course, because obviously some regions are disadvantaged with a format like this. Like, not everyone has a flourishing offline scene, or can even afford to travel to a place that does have a flourishing offline scene, and so those people are definitely going to feel worse this time around, because there's no outlet for them, right? It definitely is a tour way more focused on the big existing regions instead of giving spotlight to some of the smaller regions, which kind of sucks in some way. There are definitely some severe trade-offs with this, but I do like it being primarily offline. I didn't suggest for them to get rid of offline altogether. I suggested for them to make offline the primary means. They could have done that while maintaining online events, but it seems like they chose not to. By the way, they definitely watched my video. Like, the changes that they've been making, like, I've just looked like, no, they definitely watched my video, bro. Like, some of this stuff is too specific, I think. But let's read this red text. If a power event winner makes top 4, qualification spot through the global leaderboard will be moved 1 position. Okay, so at max, if someone wins 3 power events, if they win Evo and 2 other power events, there'll be 6 qualifications through the or wait, no, it wouldn't be 6. Did they say how many slots? I don't think they told us yet. No, it's only 4, right? I think it's only 4. It's only 4 people qualify through points, I think, which is like small. By the way, it's like pretty small. Top 4 global leaderboard. Yeah, so at max, it'll be 6 people from the leaderboard. And that's only if someone wins Evo and 2 more power events, which isn't likely. It just isn't that feasible. It could happen, but it's just not that likely. Things happen. Okay, moving on. Tenkaichi application. So you can start opting in your events for World Tour August 8th, and they're using the same bracketing softwares that they did before, so that much is copy pasted, nothing changed there. And then we have it looks like the website will open August 1st, so you'll be able to, so you'll have to go through the registration process again, where you give your name and your age and all that information, right? Hopefully they don't make any giant errors like last World Tour, where Garlic Bread signed up just fine, wasn't told he wasn't allowed, played the entire World Tour, and then at the end was told that he couldn't play because he was too young. I really hope that I'm going to be very, 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 very critical of the rule set they put out, because they always do a document that lists all of the like the legal stuff, legality. I'm going to be very, very critical of when they put that document out, because they've been proven to change the rules halfway through, or even all the way through, like after the tour has actually ended. And so, like, yeah, hopefully they don't do that, but I don't trust them because it's them. And then we have our last splash screen that shows the logo and Evo, because that's the starting point. They watched my video. There's a good things is that it's offline focus. Like I said before, I think like it didn't need to be all offline, especially if your netcode is supposed to be good eventually, right? I think you could have done like at least some offline or some online presence, but just complete offline is like kind of a shock. And also, unfortunately, like I said, if you live somewhere disadvantaged, it's gonna be kind of hard for you to qualify, like, because like, what if you can't get 16 people? What if you can't get 16 people? Like, what if you don't have a venue? Like, what if you can't get 16 people? You have no chance, right? You have no chance unless you can fly somewhere, essentially, or take a really, really long trip somewhere, which is gonna be worse it's gonna be all right for some people and like literally deal breaking for others. But I really think that they did this. Because they realized how much of a shitstorm the last tour was with a combination of the way the online events were and also the region splitting, right? Like there was a lot of conversation about like, why does this region get more slots than the other, right? I think they didn't want to deal with that at all. And so they were just like, fuck it, we'll go back to global leaderboard. Global leaderboard, by the way, is good. Good change. Good change. Global leaderboard is great. The only reason that it feels bad in this situation is because there is absolutely no online presence. Why is it a good thing overall? It's because, like I talked about in the video, if 4 people, there's only 4 spots qualifying from points, right? If the 4 people that are playing the hardest and they're traveling the most and they're placing the best are from the same region, that's not their fault. They should not be penalized for that, right? You should never be penalized because your people from your same region are serious about the game and they want to take it seriously, right? That you should never be penalized for that. The last system penalized people for that because if you had Wawa in your region, well, good luck because, right? Because he's going to win everything. And it's going to be real. Like, it's one less slot, right? And that goes for any region. So that's good. That's a good thing. But I think that there could have been a middle ground. I think they kind of went a little hyperbolic with this one. Just a little bit too much. Just a little bit too much. Just a little bit too much. Global leaderboard is fine. And again, like I think if there was online events on this tour, there would be some type of region things published, right? Because when they did the World Championship and when they did last World Tour, they gave you the breakdown of what regions were allowed to play in which online events, right? To be eligible, you had to register to a region specifically, right? And you could only play in events for that region. Because that's not on this announcement, I believe that there's no onlines at all. Yeah, so that's bad. This is an overall win, but I do feel bad for certain regions because it does suck. It does suck a lot, but at least the 4 people that qualify from points will be the people that do the best offline, and that's how it should be. That really is how it should be. Bad things. There's only 4 slots. There's what, 7? They have 7 planned slots. No. It's 7 power events total, and then 4 from global leaderboard, so 11. So they're probably gonna do an LCQ with 1 more, I assume. They could, I guess, do a little bit better and do 5 instead of 1. Then that would be 16 people instead of 12. But right now there's 11 people that qualify, assuming that no one wins multiple power events, right? Because if multiple people win power events, then it kind of gets shifted. The same amount of people will qualify, but where those people come from are going to be different. So I guess we have to wait for more information on that. But I assume it's going to be a one winner LCQ this time around, which is a little bit of a step back considering there were 2 that qualified from the last one. But their last format was super weird in the first place because it was 19. It was supposed to be like 19 plus 1 at first, and then something happened and they made it 2 LCQ slots, and so there ended up being 20 people. But now they're going back and doing 12. I assume, like, there's no way they would be doing 20 again if they have 11 qualification slots. I can't see them doing 9 LCQ slots. That would be pretty crazy if they did do 9 LCQ slots, but I just doubt it. I just don't think that's going to be a thing. So I'm assuming it's going to be 12, which is a downsizing. I don't know if that's in response to the player base being smaller. The player base is definitely smaller right now than it has been in the past. And so maybe they thought it would be best to reflect that on the amount of people that qualify. Maybe they're broke as well. Not broke, but like they might just not want to spend any more money on this game than they already have. Like they just might not want to devote more resources, because the more people that qualify, the more you have to fly out, right? The more you have to provide transportation to. We don't even know where the finals is going to be. I don't think they said where the finals is going to be. I don't know if it'll be in Vegas again, or if it'll be France, but regardless of which one it is, I just hope they deal with people's transportation, and you know, if they need a visa, they get started on that early as opposed to late, because people have been definitely fucked over by Bandai dragging their feet when it comes to, you know, getting the players that qualified to the actual event. Please, for the love of God, don't make the same mistake 3 tours in a row. Please, 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 don't do that. This would be a massive L if they were to mess up that again. It's crazy considering how successful the game was. Yeah, but no. Yeah, the game was successful, but in their eyes, the game success is already like they've already experienced the benefits of the game being successful, and so they don't need to do anything else to keep people on the game or to prolong the game's lifetime, so to speak, because their strategy, the business strategy for the game is no longer get new people to pick up Dragon Ball FighterZ, right? That's no longer the business strategy. The business strategy is take the people that are currently playing Dragon Ball FighterZ and get them onto our new Dragon Ball titles, i.e. Tenkaichi, i.e., you know, Xenoverse 3, whenever that drops. And so, honestly, I think that them even doing another world tour or them doing rollback is literally just like trying to like salvage some type of player retention, so that they can convert you guys into Tenkaichi 4 players and whatnot down the line, which is, you know, that's just how business works. But I think the extremely short tour, right, and the less there being less qualifying slots for that tour, there are both factors that make me think that they just don't want to, like, they really don't want to spend more money on it, right? Thundershook is in Mexico, they typoed. So yeah, I think that's they kind of messed up. They kind of messed up. But you know, I think that's going to be their strategy moving forward. I can't see them attacking it in a different way. Actually, I kind of want to see it. I kind of want to see the quote retweets. So much more could have been done with this. They fumbled the bag long ago. It's not like the opportunities that were created by this game to be, you know, the biggest fighting game, like, it is since long past. They should have, if they made better moves in season 3 when they did the world championship, if they made better moves season 3 with the world championship in response to COVID, if rollback would have came back then, instead of it being re-announced at this Evo potentially, right, we would have been in a completely different situation. But they missed their window, right? They missed their window, dragging their feet, and they'll never get that back. It's just how it is. It's peaked in terms of drawing revenue as a business. Yeah, of course. That's just how it goes. Yeah, so let's see what people are saying. It's time to get back on the game for a moment. Let's hope for rollback soon so we can play Tenkaichi online. This is the misconception. I don't think there's online events. I really don't. I don't think there is. But yeah, and like, it's crazy because I always felt bad about last World Tour because in terms of France qualifiers, like, who qualified for World Finals out of France was decided by an online event that I ran. And I felt really bad about it because, like, they shouldn't be put in that situation in the first place. So at least we don't have to go through that again. But holy shit, man. It's 4 people total for finals. No, it's 4 from the global leaderboard and 7 auto qualifiers from power events. So the 7 people that win the people that win these events will auto qualify to world finals. And then they're taking 4 from the point leaderboard. So it'll be 11 plus, I assume, an LCQ slot for 12. That is the best assumption I can have. See, power event direct qualification for finals for each power event champion. Yeah, so there's that. What was I looking at? I was looking at quote receipts. Considering making the comeback. Okay. Okay. A lot of Spanish. I can't read it. I'm sorry. Sorry. A whole lot of Spanish. Holy. Rollback 100% getting announced at Evo. Isn't this insane to even like... Isn't this just insane that this is even like something that a player would even remotely have to say? Like, isn't it insane that rollback was announced last Evo and we're talking about potentially rollback getting re-announced at this Evo? Is that not insane? I think that's completely insane. Like, it's so dog shit. Yeah, it's just a beta as well, yeah. That's why I was saying, like, full rollback might not be implemented until this fucking tour is over. Like, honestly, that is like something, because the beta might come out before then, but like, full rollback implementation might not be out before the tour is over. Which is like, yeah. What if they cancel rollback? Delusional? I mean, okay. How delusional is this? How delusional is this, guys? Is this that delusional? Who's more delusional in this whole situation? Is it the people that go on ultra copium about rollback, event in and event out and this and that? Or is it the people that have just moved on? Or refuse to believe that it exists until it actually exists? I think the former is definitely more delusional. Like, y'all keep holding on to hope, but they've stepped on your toes so many times. It's been a year. It's been a year since rollback got announced. Like, that's so bad. Like, I just can't, bro. So fucking ugly, man. So over this. Okay. Thunderstruck. Last season, I'll be there no matter what. Yeah, so Neo saying you guys know where to go for tour points online. I don't think there's online points. Is there anyone that thinks that there's online even though they didn't? Like, I just feel like there's too many things missing for there to be online on this tour, because I think they would have done regional breakdowns. I think they would have done regional breakdowns if they did online. Unless they're complete idiots and they're dropping the rollback beta at Evo and they just think that you can just do completely unlocked region events just because rollback beta is implemented into the game. Now, I don't think Bandai's really fucking dumb. I don't think they're that dumb. I've been proven wrong in that division before though, so we'll see what happens. What do you mean Bandai watched my World Tour video? They absolutely, guys, I don't know. Is it unreasonable to think that they watched the video? I really think they did, because like a lot of the changes that they made were like literally verbatim what I said to do. The most impactful changes to the World Tour this time around were changes that I literally said you should do this. You should think. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Yeah, I think either way, like whether someone from Bandai directly watched it, someone that watched my video told them about it. I gave them the ideas. Like, it's too on the nose, I think. So yeah. East Coast Throwdown, okay. Yep. Okay, no disrespect to East Coast Throwdown, but once again, I just feel like it's so weird. It's so weird to start the tour so late, because like you're starting with Evo, and so your next supposedly biggest American event is supposed to be ECT, when if you started earlier, you could potentially involve Combo Breaker or CEO instead, which have much more attendance. Which, yeah, I don't know. It's just weird, right? I think it's just weird. No disrespect to ECT. I think them being on the tour is a good thing. Like, that's totally fine. But, like, bro, why? Like, why is it starting so late? Doesn't make sense. If there's online events again without rollback, I think you'll lose your minds. Let me see if someone replied with the woke take. Okay, no. Just Zan fucking around. A World Tour logo looks sick. Maybe you'll be at Versus Fighting this year. You hope you get a rollback beta. So everyone's just talking about rollback beta again. Yeah. Bandai using the same Sonic Fox vs. Goichi footage. I roasted them about this. I had to roast them about this, bro. They're so fucking lazy. This Did I see a community bubble over Central Africa? You need to know the community locations for this year. Anyone, the community things are opt-ins, so anyone, if Central Africa has TOs that want to run events, they can just do it. I think they just dropped bubbles on the map wherever. Oh, my boy Nagatalock. I'd love to return to Dragon Ball FighterZ and run Fight for the Six as a World Tour series. That said, you have reservations about doing so if the game would still use delay-based netcode. I think this is not going to be a problem because I think it's only offline events. So at least you won't have to worry about that, Nagata. I don't know if you have the resources to run offlines, but I don't think there's any online. I don't think there's any onlines part of the tour this year, based on what I know and what I'm seeing. More ECT stuff. This is so hyped for some reason. Omega lol. Hey, good for you, man. Honestly. Perhaps I'll give it a last try. Chronic Dragon Ball FighterZ players pretending like they weren't gonna keep playing the game until the end of time. That's what this is. Come on, Kasuga, bro. We knew you weren't moving on, bro. We know you weren't moving on. Yeah. Anything else? 1 year anniversary of the announcement of the rollback beta. He's right. He's right. This tour does not matter unless it starts with rollback. Non-factor, I think, because, like I said, it's going to be offline only. And then me talking about, they definitely... someone leaked, bro. Someone leaked. And whoever it was, they probably took my credit, too. So, whoever you are... but thanks for watching. Yeah, I think everyone is assuming that there's online tournaments, but I just can't. I don't see it. I don't see it. But everyone's talking about rollback, and rightfully so. That's what you should be talking about, because, like... Bro, like, what's wrong? What's wrong with this fucking company? Bro, how do you not even take the time? Like, not only is the trailer pretty lazy, in my opinion, because it's using the same season 1 and season 2 footage primarily. Like we went through the trailer, and I only was, like I said, able to identify one shot that they used from the most recent World Tour. Why would you not use primarily footage from the last World Tour? You just did a World Finals in March. Use footage from that. Why are we still using season 1 and 2? The reason is because they're trying to benefit off of nostalgia. I think they're ashamed. I think they're literally ashamed. And then on top of it, the fucking announcement post is a bunch of typos and incorrect information. They have fucking Thunderstruck in America instead of Mexico. Like, what is that? What is that, bro? Can you please take some time to proofread and actually, like, do something good for once? For one time, bro. One time. I feel like we go through this problem every World Tour at this point. Come on, man. You guys gotta get it right. Anyway. This fucking picture, bro. She is the reason for all of this. This is her fault, all right? Stop letting her slide. It's her fault. Tour is really short too. Like it's a poverty tour. I'm gonna put it that way. It's a poverty tour. It's a poverty tour. There's less people. It's the shortest it's ever been. It's riddled with typos. But some of the format stuff is better. I'll at least give them that. But I shouldn't be giving them that. I should be giving me that. Because I'm the one that came up with this shit. Was it Will I take a pic with her? Fuck no. What the fuck? Why? I don't care about this person at all. What? If anything, I should slap the shit out of her. I would never do that. But if there's anything that she deserves, it's to be given a piece of my mind. Like, she does not deserve praise. She does not. She does not. She does not. She ruined the game that you guys all love. It'd be like that. Why would I hug her? The hell? That's some hater energy. That's not hater energy. That's facts. You guys worship her like a god because you've never seen a woman in your life. And you're like, oh my god, it's a woman producer. Oh my god, she's my waifu. Oh my god, she's so sick. She's made horrible decisions for the lifetime of the game, all right? And no one wants to scrutinize her because of that fact. Crazy, right? Bro, it's so maddening. Like, what's wrong with you people? What's wrong? Hiroki not gonna fuck you, man. I'm sorry. Like, I don't know what to tell you, bro. Like, please pull yourselves together. Please pull yourselves together. It will benefit us all. But anyway, yeah, that's like thoughts. What do you guys think? I have some problems with this. I have some problems with this. You're surprised they went through the effort of another world tour. They seem checked out for the game. It's not as much effort as you think it is. It's not as much effort as you think it is my response to that. You gotta think, like, if I wanted to run a world tour for the game, I could just do that. I could do that. And it will probably be better than theirs, to be honest. The only thing that they have that I don't is a venue for finals. That's the only thing you really need. Because everything else is just on the back of every other event, right? You just assign arbitrary values to other people's events. You say you have to go to these events to qualify. You don't have to do any work yourself at all. The only work you have to do is for the world finals. That's it. Right? Like, really think about it. What do they have to do? What do they have to do for a world tour aside from run finals? Nothing. They don't have to do anything. So, like, I don't think it's much effort at all. Especially like with the cuts that they've made to the format as well. What the fuck are y'all? What? All right, bro. Like, keep holding on to hope, man. No matter how many times they stomp on your hearts, you can continue to get your hopes up, man. They need people like you. They really do. Without people like you, Joe, people would not even care about this announcement. You should show them how it's done and just have the pros show up to my finals. I need a venue. I don't have a venue. I don't have money to purchase a venue. Venues are expensive. Or I promise you, like if I hit the lottery tomorrow, if I went out and bought a lottery ticket and won Powerball, right? I would absolutely undercut the World Finals. I would be an asshole like that. I would run my own World Tour. I would have all of the same events be the same worth. I would just schedule my finals on a different weekend and like put 100K in the prize pool or some shit. That's what I would do. Just to be an asshole. Because you hosted at an event that isn't running one of the major events? What do you mean? Yeah, you could. I mean, you could do, like I said, anyone can run a world tour. You guys in chat could run a world tour. The only issue with running a world tour is what do you do for the finals, right? If you don't have a venue and you don't have a space, it's like kind of hard. It's kind of hard, right? Kind of difficult. But like any of you could run a world tour. It's not hard. It's really not. It's not. People do circuits all the time. Neo's doing a circuit, right? Neo Judai is running a circuit for I think he's doing Dragon Ball and Street Fighter, right? Cloud is doing a circuit. Cloud's a little bit more done up because he's partnered with an outside org, and they actually have a venue. Like they have like a house that you get invited to for the finals and stuff, right? I don't know what Neo's planning on doing for his finals, but like you can run a world tour. You could just do that. You could do that if you really want to. There's nothing stopping you aside from what to do for finals. If you have money to buy a venue for finals, you should do it. You could just do it. So that's what I mean by like, don't give them credit for like, oh my God, I can't believe they're going through the effort of another world finals. It's not effort. It's not effort. There's not much effort that's put into it. Now the people behind, like the production teams and stuff like that, of course they have to work hard. But like I said, it's none of this stuff is in-house Bandai run except for finals. So they have all the time in the world to prepare, right? It's like, yeah, it's like that. So yeah, it's definitely a poverty world tour. It's so ugly. It is an improvement from last tour, because last tour was really bad, but it's not that much better. It is better though. It is better. I'll at least say that. There's still things that it's crazy that there's mistakes for 3 tours that they're still making though. That makes me like really irritated, because like they could have just fixed the shit. They could have just fixed the shit. It's not better enough. Yeah, I agree. I could agree with that. Not enough people are complaining, so they probably don't even feel the need to fix anything. I mean, that's been the game's life. Like, this is all your fault, chat. Your fault. Your fault. You. Yes. Yes, you. And I know some of you are sitting behind your fucking phones and computer screens like, he's not talking to me, he's talking to the other people. No, I'm talking to you. It's your fault. It is your fault. It's your fault. It's not all your fault, but it's your fault. Bandai will always be the most at fault for all of it, of course. But the small part that is not their fault, it's yours. It's yours. It's the... I don't care about characters. If we would have put more pressure on them, if the community as a whole would have put more pressure on them about World Tour formats, because they never got pressured about World Tour formats, by the way. Never did they get pressured by World Tour formats, except post-season 1. Post-season 1, people complained about, why are there 4 LCQs? Why'd you let someone win 4 Dragon Balls? Why is the format like this, right? And what happened? We ended up with the best of all the formats the next season. Season 3, format was dog shit. People didn't complain. Season 4, World Tour's dog shit. People didn't complain. And now this World Tour is a little bit better, but it should be much better. But no one talked about it. So it's like, it just be like that. It just be like that. There's no good way. There's no good way to recover at this point, right? You just have to, be of the camp of, you know, you're happy for a World Tour and just play, if that's what you really want to do. Or you've probably already moved on already. One or the other. I don't know which one you are. I have no idea. It just really depends from person to person, but like, where is the season? Where is the last World Tour footage, bro? Where is it? Where is it, bro? Like, this is so crazy. This is so crazy. Where is it? Okay, there's 2 shots. I've identified 2 shots. There's a Wade one. Okay. Okay. Let me make sure I didn't miss another. I think it's 2 shots though. This is not. Okay. No. 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 Nope. 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 I don't think it's a thing. No, this is S2, I think. Yep, S2. Definitely S2. Look at young Wawa. Wait, which one was this? Oh, this is S3, right? I think this is World Championship. So 2 shots! 2 shots from the most recent World Tour. What the fuck, man? It should be mostly that. What the fuck? I don't get it. I don't get it. Most people don't even know what a good World Tour format is. They don't. Many players either had no desire to enter World Tours in the past or felt that pro players would know best. Not players have made the effort to get educated on these things. yeah, I mean, that's a bad thing. That's a bad thing. You should educate yourselves. You should. I wonder how many people actually care about competitive integrity, though. I think the only time most people care is when there's drama around it. People were saying Wawa's getting bodied in this match. Those people are actually the worst. If your takeaway from Wawa stepping away from the game is why is he playing that game? He's going 0-2 or he's not doing well in tournament. Like, you're just such a fucking shit. You're just like you're such a bad person. You're such a bad person and you're so selfish. You're not concerned about these players actually being happy and enjoying themselves, what they're doing. You'd rather them just slog through the same rut, playing the same dog shit over and over again for your entertainment while hating it the entire time instead of them doing something that makes them happy. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. Yeah, he's playing Smash Ultimate. Yeah. If you fall into that category, you can run the hands, bro. There's a no, but you really need to like really do some introspection, cause like that shit's disgusting, honestly. No, Hemart, being surprised is not the issue, right? I'm not concerned with being surprised. If I would be lying to you all if I said I was surprised about any of the dog shit fucking decisions that Bandai has made throughout this game's lifetime. I'm not surprised by anything that they do. It's more that I'm just appalled. I'm more appalled than surprised that they continue to perpetuate this cycle of getting away with the worst dog shit decisions ever. That's what I'm worried about. Being surprised is no part of it for me. You're curious on his thoughts about the game? What? About Ultimate? Yeah, I think he plays Kazuya. But knowing him, he probably plays a lot of characters. He loves playing a bunch of characters. Thank you for the tier 1. People put their heart and soul into this game and Bandai really doesn't care like that. Nope. They don't give a shit. They don't care about you. Never have, never will. Never, ever will. The Stockholm Syndrome is definitely really destructive. I wish people had better mindsets. Were more willing to be critical of them, but I'm asking too much nowadays. I'm asking far too much. No, from a business perspective, Bandai doing what they're doing makes sense. But we would like to think that the people that have any type of impact on the competitive landscape of any given game actually do due diligence and make the moves best for said community. Right? That's how we would like it to be. And despite it being unlikely, I mean, I'm going to continue to push for that no matter what. I will never stop being critical of this company, ever. And you shouldn't either. If you don't care, then that's one thing, but like, there are people that do, right? If I was only compelled by my best interest, I probably wouldn't do shit like this at all. Because like, probably just burns bridges. right? They'll probably never work with me again because of the things that I've said. But I don't give a fuck, right? Because it's not about me. It's about you guys. I don't care if I have to take an L for the community. That's fine. I've been doing that the entire game's lifetime. Someone has to say something. Someone has to say something. I wish I had a time machine. I could go back in time and not release this video until today and see if the format actually was better this time around. I'm very curious. I would be willing to bet it would be very much closer to last World Tour. It's ugly. It's ugly. And rollback's still not in the game. And that's a problem. It's a problem. Bandai never interest in people that show face for their game. No. That's not true. That's not. I don't think that's true because like Tekken's handled like wildly differently than this game. Yeah, I mean it's needed to change. Honestly, it's like we're getting to the territory where even if there were a really big mentality shift in the community, I don't know if it's enough this late into the game's lifetime. Because like at this point, it's not like they're gonna change anything about this World Tour now that they put out their typo-filled announcement about it, right? I mean, I think they're pretty locked in. The only thing that's up in the air is what the fuck is the last event, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be Japan. And so, like, even if everyone, like, had a 180 turn and actually started giving them the business about the decisions that they make, I don't know if it's enough. I just don't think it would have that much. It's not enough meaningful impact. Too little, too late, you know? The tour only lasts until November. It only lasts until November. It's a 3-month tour. That's so crazy to think about. 3 months? I don't think I've ever seen a Games World Tour be that short. That's crazy. That's really crazy. You really think it's because Harada is just keen to their legacy players? Yeah, but that's a level of interconnectedness that we needed this entire time. And the closest we ever had was the Mexican Tyrant working for Bandai, and then they stopped paying them. It should have bookended Evo to Evo for the tour. I mean, I don't even think they have to do that. It just should be, it should be longer, and it should start earlier in the year. Like it's a travesty. It's a travesty that CEO and Combo Breaker have zero impact on the World Tour. That just doesn't make sense. Like zero impact, those two events? That just doesn't make sense. They don't have a say on the game's development? Of course not. But they can at least act as a liaison, right? You got to understand, most of the people making decisions in regards to this game, especially like Bandai in general, right? They don't know how the game is played. They don't know about the competitive scene. They don't know about anything. They don't know. And they don't care. They only care that you're putting money in their pockets. And so what Damascus and Tyrant were doing is they were acting as the people that were a gateway between those people that don't give a shit about you and the people that are to be cared about. They don't want to compete with the Chipotle sponsorship. I guarantee you, like, that, yeah, I mean, that would just never happen. Like, that was... You think they would do something good for you guys? Is that what you thought? I wonder if they will do... One question I do have, though. I wonder if they'll continue to support the power events monetarily, because last tour they did 5k pop bonus for Evo, and they did 1k for each of the other power events. I don't know if they'll do that this time around. The Evo seems unlikely, just because Evo's guaranteeing 25k prize pool to each game on the lineup. And so I think some of that 25k definitely comes from the developers of the games that I think it definitely comes from devs and publishers. I don't think Sony is completely coming out of pocket. I don't think Sony's coming 100% out of pocket for the 25k for each game. I could be wrong on that. I actually don't know. Like, I don't have any info on that. I would love to ask Rick. But I actually don't know. But I would assume that part of being accepted onto the Evo lineup was having to provide some type of monetary support to the game to help with that 25k. But maybe it's not that way. Maybe Evo is just that sick. It's possible. I'm not sure though. I don't know. This tour just feels like, man, like if this tour was just last tour, right? If last tour used this format instead, then I think that this tour this time around might actually have been like pretty decent. There's like some changes in the right direction here, but I just feel like it's so late into the game. Like, I can't believe they're gonna do another one after this either. Like, we barely even got this one, to be honest. And so like I gotta feel like this is the last one, right? I just feel like I can't believe anything else. Like, yeah, this is weird. So this is 2 weeks. This is 2 weeks in between this, and then a long break, actually, like 5 weeks. 5 weeks to Rev Major, then 1 week after, then 2 weeks again, and then 2 weeks again. You can't really control when people's events are run, but it would be nice if it was spaced a little bit more evenly. Like events 1 week after another. Like, there were some power events that were like at the same time last tour. Did you guys know that? Do you guys know that they actually ran multiple power events on the same weekend last tour? I believe it was Finland and Taiwan happened on the same weekend. It was B Pro Cup run by GamerB and what was it called? Final Impact or something? Something like that. Install, it's called. I just remember the name. Was it this one? Was it this one in B Pro Cup? Yeah. Install 2022, December 9th to 11th, B Pro Cup. was December 10th and 11th. So it's the same weekend. For 2 power events on the same weekend. Why would you do that? Why? Terrible fucking decision, man. Like, at least they didn't do that, or like, I don't know. Maybe they still will with this question mark event. I have no idea. I was like, I really think it's gonna be Japan though. I don't think they've ever not done a Japan power event on a world tour. To my knowledge, I don't think they've ever not done one. And usually they're pretty lazily thrown together, like last minute, because like I remember the very first world tour, the Japan power event, or it was a saga event back then. It was like the 6th out of 7, and it was literally just called Dragon Ball FighterZ Japan Saga event. It was like, no, it was even worse than that. It was like just saga number 6 Japan, and I was like, well, there's like no branding or anything around it. It's just gonna keep, all right, whatever. And then they did the same shit. The tour after that too. I don't know. So I assume this will be Japan. But yeah, that's my thoughts on all of this. I think they could just do so much better, honestly. They should be doing a lot better, given, you know, all of the avenues to success have been laid out in front of them. With this, it's like people are going to play. Like, it's not like they just like, it's not a matter of people playing or people not playing. That's not an issue. The issue is that, like, you're still fucking up, bro. And like, now everyone is just talking about rollback again, which is like, this had to backfire in some way. I think it's in their minds, they're like, yeah, we'll drop the world tour. They're going to be really excited about it. Most of what I've seen in the quote retweets and the replies is not even excitement. It's just people being like, oh, wow, that's really cool, but where's rollback? Where is it? Where is it? And a lot of you are probably asking that question as well. Where the fuck is rollback? I don't know. I don't think we're going to get anything before Evo. I think they're probably going to say something about it at Evo, but at best it'll just be a beta. And you'll have to wait another few months for the actual implementation, or maybe even longer, depending on how much they're fucking around. Sad as fuck. I'm saying, right? That's why I was saying, remember what I told you guys, that them announcing rollback at Evo was actually a really bad thing to do, right? Them announcing it last Evo was really bad because you've been hanging people in limbo for an entire year at this point, right? If they waited, if they knew that, like, okay, rollback's not anywhere close to being done yet, let's wait until this Evo to say something, right? Then it would be different. It would be different. At least you didn't super ultra smoke the entire community's mentality. They didn't even tell us anything in regards to rollback. Of course not. They're not going to tell you shit because they don't care about you, bro. I keep telling you. You think these companies are looking out for you? They're not. They're absolutely not. They're only going to make moves that help their bottom line.